Hello, everyone. Simon, you're here, right? Yeah, you are. Cool. Should we get going? Wait, I can't hear
I
you.
would say we wait like a minute or two until more people arrive.
Cool.
Dennis, what do you think? Should we start?
Yeah, let's get going. So the agenda. Cool. So we'll give a quick update on the latest with the MVP and the audit and what's going on, looking at estimated times. So the audit is still ongoing. We're still waiting to hear back from Hacken. We are looking to hear back in the next week or maybe just over a week. So hopefully by the first week of May, we should have our report back. Depending on that, we may have to do some fixes. We're hoping for small minor fixes, so nothing major. As long as that sticks, then we're on track to release it in May for the MVP. So there were some questions about when is it going to be released, whether it's this quarter be an early quarter or late quarter, but it's definitely in May. That's our scheduled time frame at the moment. So yeah, we'll keep the community updated as the audit report comes back, and depending on the results, we'll give you guys another update to say it's going to take X number of days to fix what we need to fix, if there is anything. If not, then we'll set a go live date with a few marketing events following up to really get the name out there and hopefully get our product going and protocol going on the first step. So that's the MVP side in terms of release dates. Simon, do you want to add anything to that?
Oh, not to that.
Cool. All right. So we'll take questions at the end. So I know there's going to be questions around that. So we'll come back to this. So I'll move on to the next topic on the agenda. We have, so Sam, do you want to run through this one actually? So it's not just me talking on partnership talks.
Yeah, sure. So we are in talk with different projects within the NFT space. we are building up some really exciting things right now. We are building some really exciting groups that we think are very valuable for the NFT space in the future. And yeah, we are definitely exploring a lot of different areas within the NFT and tokenization space, and also within the Cardano space.
Yeah. So just to add a little bit onto that, I think we mentioned the NFT DeFi consortium efforts that we're trying to push through with our partners. So we are trying to make progress on that. Things are a little slow because of Easter holidays, etc. But as soon as we have an update on that end, we'll update you guys. So we currently have 2 members additional to Paribus, of course. So there's going to be 3 initial members in the NFT DeFi consortium. And we look to attempt to sort of standardize NFT valuations and the data inputs and outputs that any protocol can essentially use to go forward and value NFTs in a meaningful way. So yeah, we'll give you guys more details on that. I just can't name any partners right now before we sign any contracts. But some of the one of the names is quite known in the NFT space for valuations that it does. So stay tuned on that, and we'll give you guys a heads up. Okay, and then the next thing is, so we actually started while we wait for the audits. The NFT side has started, so the NFT development side has started in terms of how it's going to work, the UI UX. So we do have some UI UX development going. We will show you guys a sneak peek of the NFT side of things, just so that you get an idea of how it's going to potentially work. We think it's really cool. It really flows within our whole sort of design language and how things work and how things look at the moment. Yeah, we'll give you guys an update once we make a little bit more leadway on that. And aside from that, we have pretty much set in stone the issuance of loans, and then of course liquidations of NFT-based loans. We are going to start the system off slowly. So just a heads up that we're not looking to expand to huge loan amounts with the NFTs in the initial phase, because there are a few reasons. Of course, one of them being NFTs are quite illiquid. The market is maturing. There's more liquidity coming in. And as you guys have been all following, ApeCoin, etc., is making this whole market a lot more liquid. So with liquidity, loan values will increase, loan to value percentages will increase. And of course, the valuation models that are supported by AI ML models will consume more data. So therefore, they can value NFTs more accurately. And over time, as things get more accurate, and as we are more confident with our system, we will start to increase the loan amounts, LTV amounts, and hopefully bring a lot more liquidity to this market. So I think that's essentially it. We have been heads down. We don't have a lot of sort of hype, quote unquote, related news. We are sort of keeping our heads down, trying to reach our goals and working on multiple fronts. Actually, there is one more exciting thing. I don't know if I should mention this. We are looking into PBX and how to minimize the circulation supply of the PBX token. So we're looking into various models to work on some sort of a staking mechanism that is going to benefit the PBX holders and sort of the long run of the project overall. So we're not continuously pushing out PBX and inflating the token, but it's done in a more meaningful way. So that's something that we are going to release details on. It's a little early for us to release those details, but give us a month at least while we sort of conceptualize these ideas, put into the basic requirements token and start development. Then we can share more on that side. And yeah, I think that should be an exciting development for the token itself. So I think that covers our quick agenda. So Simon, do you want to add anything, or should we go into questions?
Well, just to add to that, like a lot of people ask, like when we are going to migrate over to Cardano. So at the moment, we are looking at different bridging solutions. For example, like Singularity.net, which just released their bridge, and we are working on different areas, I would say, to make sure that we can hopefully migrate soon over to Cardano and provide liquidity on their pools as well.
Yeah. So that actually reminds me, there were questions, I think I answered this, but in case anyone has missed these answers, there were questions around why we wouldn't migrate to Milkomeda, for example, from the get-go. The only thing that's sort of holding us back in terms of Milkomeda deployment is the Oracle. So there isn't a reliable Oracle on Milkomeda yet. I know API 3 is working on it. Unfortunately, Charlie 3 is Cardano native, so they won't be on Milkomeda. I also know Chainlink is doing things behind the scenes. So as soon as we have one of these oracles on there, we would want to actually migrate over to Milkomeda sooner rather than later. So yeah, that covers everything, I guess. Let's take some questions from the community.
Yeah, I got a question here.
Sure.
Well, I just wanted to, I guess, ask about the future utility of the PBX token within the Paribus platform. I guess I'm kind of curious on if there's any plans to incentivize holding the token, or maybe an improved interest rate on your loans or something like that, or maybe you could talk to what the utility or what the plans are as far as the utility of the token goes.
Sure. So PBX will eventually and gradually grow with utility. So the initial utility is based around, of course, right now it's staking, but once the platform goes live and it starts generating fees, what we want to do is we want to collect protocol fees on both issuance of loans and liquidations of loans, and take that protocol fee and actually share it and redistribute to our PBX holders. So you essentially get a cash flow of the fees that the platform generates, a share of it. And we want to actually tie that into our second layer, which is what I was talking about earlier, which is a staking model that we're coming up with, where it entices people and incentivizes people to lock up PBX for longer periods of time to dictate sort of where PBX is going in terms of its utility, in terms of its emissions. And so that's a second utility we're bringing in. And then thirdly, of course, the governance model where you can vote on the proposals, etc. But in the near future, we do have plans to have like our own PBX NFT collections, which we want to tie back into PBX. So that's the current plans with the PBX.
Okay, with the MVP coming out, is there any immediate utility for the token on this stage, or is that later?
I would say that's later. I mean, we do want to support PBX as a collateral, but PBX itself has to become a little bit more liquid. So once it does achieve that liquidity level, we would actually introduce PBX as a collateral form to take out loans against.
Right, perfect. Yeah, I see that. I foresee that coming for sure down the road. But yeah, thanks for answering the questions. It sounds like staking is the immediate utility for now, and then yeah, later on governance. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question around kind of a follow-up. When you mention sharing protocol fees with PBX holders, is this going to be something that just kind of happens similar to like a rebase, or is there going to be a requirement to stake, or some kind of like a farming type of a situation, like with DEXs where you stake the token?
You would be required to stake in order to receive this kind of things. So we are not going to airdrop it to every holder without doing anything. So it will be coupled together with our staking mechanisms, and possibly also with the different lock periods that will be there. So the longer you lock your token away, the bigger your share should be.
Okay. And that will be single locking or single staking, or will you have to pair?
Yeah, no, it would be a single side asset staking.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we'll try again,
Can I jump in now?
Yeah,
Sure,
go for
man.
it.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. First of all, hello to all, and really great stuff you're doing, guys. I've been following all the way, but following these questions about the staking, I have one. Um, at this current staking mechanism that we are having, what happens with the coins that are reducing if you pull back earlier? So there's 30%.
You mean if someone withdraw early and you have a
Yeah,
slash
yeah.
in your okay?
What happened with
Yeah,
those
they
coins
basically
earlier?
go back into the pockets of everyone else that is still into the pool. So if user A like withdraw early and get a slash, it goes back to everyone else in the pool.
No, okay, I assume that, yeah. And the next staking program that is gonna be on Cardano blockchain is gonna be locked like now, or is it gonna be unlocked like Cardano has that staking mechanism?
We will likely have locked period.
Locked one. Okay. And what happens? Actually, I saw on CoinMarketCap that there's a Arbitrum link for PBX. Is that some mistake or?
No, that's the Arbitrum version of our token. So I think some of our community members have bridged over the token, and when you bridge it, it automatically gives you a mapping. So that's the Arbitrum version of the token.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. That's all for now for me.
No problem.
I'm gonna ask the question just because they mentioned you. But what are your thoughts on Fluid's token or Fluid tokens mention of the Paribus project in their FAQ in their white paper? If you haven't read that yet.
So there is actually number of similar protocols to Fluid in that it's more P2P. So it requires that you put up your NFT for collateral, you make an agreement with an actual individual on the other side of the system that is willing to give you your loan based on an agreement. And based on the agreement, you take out a loan. So it's P2P model. Whereas Paribus is actually fundamentally different to that. It's not P2P. As long as Paribus's liquidity pools have enough liquidity in the currency that you want to take out your loan in, then you don't need to make this one-to-one agreement. The system will provide you the loan based on a dynamic interest rate model, based on the configured parameters of LTV, and it just makes it a whole lot smoother. And on top of that, the valuation, I'm not sure how Fluid is working on the valuation side of things as well. But our valuations are based not on sort of human eye and what you think it's worth. It's based on data, and it's driven by AI ML models. So there's fundamental differences to two protocols, although they're trying to sort of do the same thing, which is introduce and unlock liquidity that's locked in NFTs. But we are fundamentally different at tech level, I would say. But I mean, either way, I hope they do succeed, because NFT space is growing and the liquidity is going to grow. So, and if they succeed within the Cardano ecosystem, then it's better for everyone. As long as Cardano succeeds, we all succeed.
Absolutely. I covered it and definitely highlight the differences between the two projects. They're completely different, peer-to-peer versus you guys. As far as evaluation, I don't think they're doing evaluations at all. So like you said, it's up to the actual two peers to decide on what things are worth, which I think is a huge disadvantage. But the only reason why I brought it up is because unlike a lot of the other projects that are similar to them as far as peer-to-peer lending goes, they actually mention Paribus by name a few different times in their documentation. So I didn't know if you guys had read through any of it and noticed that or seen any.
Yeah, I saw the FAQ. They had us in the FAQ, so I guess Paribus is attracting attention in a positive way. So we're actually honored that they mention us directly. So it shows that they do see us as competitors. But yeah, as I said, I wish the best, and I hope they succeed to grow this this ecosystem altogether.
Awesome. Thank you for your comments on that.
One more thing, Denise. You said at the beginning about some burning PBX tokens.
Mhm.
And a couple of months ago, when we talked about tokens going down, as I recall, it was like 2 billion tops. It's something changes. It's gonna be more burned, or
No, that's still a maximum burn amount that we could hit in terms of ceiling. So that's still intact.
okay, so 2 billion is the maximum in all.
Yeah.
Infinity. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Or anything you guys want to discuss about in NFT space in general? It doesn't necessarily have to be about Paribus.
I got a question, I guess, just to speak to that. What sort of NFT projects are you guys keen on right now, like to offer, I guess, initially?
So we base our judgment on data that's available and how much traction an NFT project gains. So we will initially start with probably top 150 NFT collections because we can value them to a certain degree at a good accuracy. But the sort of the lower tier down NFTs are a bit more volatile and they're a bit more risky to issue loans against and even take out loans against as an end user because you can get liquidated very quickly. So
Sure,
yeah, top 150 is what we're looking at initially. And then as the system sort of grows and becomes more mature and the models start becoming more intelligent, quote unquote, then we can start supporting many more NFT collections.
And this 150, this is all Ethereum, right? Based NFT projects.
No, I mean, most of the liquidity is on Ethereum. So yes, majority are, but we do have some NFTs on the Cardano ecosystem that we want to take on board. Again, it depends not on the chain because we are chain.
Would that be after migration though to Cardano? Like, would we have to wait? You know what I mean, for the migration?
Not necessarily, because we are working with a bridging partner who basically can bridge over any EVM based, not just Ethereum, any EVM based NFT onto Cardano. So as long as that bridge is operating, then we're good to go.
Awesome. That's pretty exciting. Cool. Thank you.
Awesome. What we as Paribus are interested in NFTs, like I can just mention, we recently bought some plots in Pavia, and we are building our virtual headquarters there. So that could give you a hint in which direction we are also looking.
Just that brings up another something that I just thought of course, with the Paribus Pro. I just wonder if you could talk to that. That's the KYC version that we're moving towards for maybe, regulation compliances and things like that.
Yeah, so the idea behind Paribus Pro is completely to market towards institutions and become more regulated in general. So regulations are coming and we have to be ahead of the game. So we are seeking to work with our partner Photochromic to provide us the KYC needs so that we can potentially onboard big institutional players who are also actively getting into NFT space. And I'm sure they're going to need the liquidity unlocked that's locked in the high value NFTs.
Yeah, for sure. Is there any discussions that you've had with, big institutions that, I mean, probably can't name names, but are there any discussions?
Yeah, we have some institutions in the portfolio of our backers. Like, for example, C Fund is connected to a lot of institutions, and we are talking to different angles there. Also, to add to the Paribus Pro itself, like the beauty of it, if we are KYC compliant, we can also, we also has the possibility to possibly list things like tokenized real estate, which is usually classified as security. But if our entire platform is building around the KYC aspect, we can fulfill these requirements as well.
Future look bright. Thanks.
Cool. Any other questions that you guys want to ask? All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up, but we are around. Just tag us if you want to ask anything. We're proud of our project. We're backing it, of course, 100%, and we have exciting things coming up. That should give some good news to our community. And then we're also working on that's one thing that we mentioned. We're pushing our marketing side a bit more. So you may start seeing more publications talk about Paribus and PBX in general. So articles should be circulating. And hopefully we can attend some good podcasts to push the product out. And of course, the potential of the product out, that's more important. So stay tuned and we'll be back in touch.
Yeah, but don't go. I have one question. I just
Go.
okay. So basically, what's been bothering me, and I always forgot to ask, and I would have forgot now, but yeah. So basically, our staking mechanism at this moment, if you set up a staking PBX at 28th of December, and if you staked like the second pool for 180 days, if I recall, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, and if you want to change after that and go for the third pool that's gonna be opened, so you have exactly 180 days, yeah. But after that, you're still obligated to be in a lock period, even if you don't have the rewards.
Yes, that's by design of the smart contract. That's based on the lock period. That's why we say early people should do their research and make sure that they enter the pool only if they are like if they know about the risk.
Okay, and when MVP is released, the other staking protocol will be something. Will be at the end. Sorry, I need to rephrase this. When you release MVP and everything is okay, the staking mechanism will be the same as this one, or you're putting another one?
No, it's
Well, it will
completely
be a bit different. Yeah. Because like if you lock up there for a period, there will be continuous earning of the protocol by like generating fees, and that will be distributed. So there won't be a time where you won't earn any token.
Okay, thank you.
Hi there. Can I do just a quick one? I don't want to hold you back too long, but unfortunately I didn't make it on time at 6.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Can you just briefly tell me where we are in terms of the MVP? If everything is on schedule, is there you foresee any delay or not? If just to be on the loop regarding the updates.
So, as mentioned at the beginning of the call, is that the hacking audits are still ongoing. We're expecting hacking audits to come back by first week of May, and depending on the audit report and what we need to fix, we may require a couple of weeks to fix those issues. We may require less, depending on what's coming back, of course.
Of course.
And once those are fixed, we want to release in May. So May is our MVP go live date. And I can't give you an exact day in May because it just depends on the report. But May is what we're looking at.
So yeah, everything is on schedule depending on the feedback from the audit. Everything goes well. You keep the timetable. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And I'm texting Wilson regarding something of the stake pool, but I'm texting you. I'd rather use the text and I'll approach him that way. But that's it. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wilson
Thank
is traveling at the moment. He might not be able to.
so I can
reply,
text
but
you.
Me
Is it
or
okay?
Simon.
You?
Yeah, me or Simon
Okay.
is fine.
All right. All right. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Cool. All right. Well, unless any other questions, I will wrap it up, and we will speak soon again. So stay tuned. See ya.
Have a nice day, everyone. Bye, guys.